Hi, I'm Bill Willett, Sales Manager at Zimmer. I'd like to take a moment to talk to you about leasing. With high residual values and low money factors, there's never been a better time to lease. But a lot of people don't know how it works and are afraid of leases. I like to kind of take the fear out of it and give you a quick explanation of how it works. If you took a $20,000 car, lease versus buy. If you buy a $20,000 car, you're going to finance it. Most people are doing it 72 months, and you're going to make long-term payments on that $20,000 on a purchase. On a lease, how it works is they take the residual value, or how much the vehicle is worth at the end of the lease term, and you make payments on the depreciation. So in this scenario, if the bank guaranteed the vehicle to be worth $10,000 at the end of the lease, they would simply take that $10,000 or the amount that the vehicle depreciate and set it to the side. This is what you paid for the car. This is what the value at the end of the lease is. So you simply take that $10,000 away from the $20,000, and this $10,000 is called your depreciation, and your payments are based on that. The lease, you're making payments on $10,000. You've set this other $10,000 to the side for you to have the option at the end of whether you want to buy it, turn it back in. All those choices are yours. Whereas on the purchase, you're bound to this $20,000 for the length of the contract. I'd like to take a moment and go over a real scenario that we did with the customer just the other day I believe it was on a Durango. But the scenario kind of went like this, and this was a customer that came in that said, I absolutely don't want to lease, but when they saw the lease versus buy side to side, it made real sense and became real clear on which way worked out best. That scenario, this customer did a 36-month lease, and this is a Durango, brand new 14 Durango, and they didn't put any money down, and they did a 36-month lease at $468 a month. That was the payment of the lease. So we compared that to a 72-month purchase. The 72-month purchase payment was $543. So the way this works, I explained this to the customer, is that every time they made a payment, they were saving $75. That was the difference in payment, $468 versus the $543. They saved that $75 every time they made a payment. So they saved $75 a month, 36 times. They saved $2,700 in monthly payments over that 3-year span. But what this customer was most concerned about is what happens next. What happens at the end of that lease term? So that's pretty simple. We had a residual value, and that residual value is just what the bank has guaranteed this vehicle to be worth at the end of the lease term. And in this case, it was $17,842. That was the residual value, or what the bank guaranteed the vehicle to be worth. Now, on that $17,842, the customer had options. Those options were, if there was equity in the car, it's yours. Use it however you wish. If there's negative equity in the car, if the vehicle is worth less than this $17,842, simply turn it back into the bank. That's one of the main advantages to leasing, that if there's a negative equity situation, you simply turn it back in. Or the last option would be is if the vehicle's been great, you love it, you still want to keep it, simply pay off that $17,842 that we set aside at the beginning, and the car is yours. But to do our scenario, we looked at it $17,842 versus the purchase. Well, the purchase is easy. You've made 36 of the payments, so you owe 36 more. So 36 at $543 a month is $19,548. So if you took a snapshot at this purchase 3 years out, the payoff on this vehicle is still going to be right at $19,548. So that's a difference of $1,706. Now remember, you've already pocketed $2,700. We accrued that over the 3-year term. Now, 3 years later, when we take this snapshot, you can buy it cheaper on the residual by $1,706 over if you would have bought it and just been simply trying to pay it off. So total savings, lease versus buy in this scenario, was $4,406. You know, when the customer kind of looked at that, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. It was definitely leasing was the way to go. Now, does this scenario always work out this well? No. I mean, it depends on the car, it depends on the residual value, the money factors. There's a little bit that goes into it. But what we like to do here is at least give our customers this type of information so that they can make the most informed decision based on the facts. See you when you get here.